Hey cats, what's happening? I'm getting my Hemi ready for camping this summer. Got some camping trips coming up, so I had some prep work to do. The first thing I did, obviously, was to hook up this hose all the way up to the house there, so I could get water into the unit. And being that the unit here has been winterized, so the whole water system was full of antifreeze. And it's RV antifreeze, so it's safe. It's not like automobile antifreeze, it's deadly poisonous. But the whole system was full of antifreeze, so I take the hose up there and I pour a little bit of bleach into the line, and then I turn the water on and fill up my tank, and then I run it through the whole system and blow all of the pink antifreeze out of the lines until I get clear water. I let that sit overnight. This morning I'm going to drain the system out and flush it with fresh water. This part's kind of tricky for me because I got to crawl underneath here. Yeah. Get down in the gravel. And then I've got this valve here that I have to open up, and that'll drain all the water out of the tank. The other thing, I was going through checking my refrigerator unit, making sure that it was working okay. I'm going to go in and make sure that we've got our refrigerator working. Turned it on yesterday. We still got a power light up there. And I open this up and oh yeah, there's frost on the back of the fridge. That's the freezer unit. So everything's working. Cool. Whenever you have one of these RVs and the thing sits all winter, you're most likely going to end up with some kind of problems. You just want to make sure way ahead of time, before you plan that camping trip, that you go through the whole unit and make sure that everything works, because there's nothing worse than wait until a couple days before and then you find out that something doesn't work and you don't even have enough time to get it serviced or get the parts to get it fixed. So I like to check mine in advance, make sure everything's working, and that's kind of my MO for this week anyway. It took that long to drain the tank, so all of the bleach solution is drained out. So I crawled under there and closed that valve, and then I've refilled the tank. So now I just got to run the water inside and make sure those lines are flushed out with fresh water, and the water system is done. Well, let's run the sink here. I'm not smelling the bleach, because there's a pretty strong aroma. So we're good. There's no pink in the lines anymore, so all the antifreeze is flushed out. So, yeah, that part's done. Refrigerator's working, and everything else I've checked is in good working order. So the only thing left is the water heater, which I'm not going to play with right now until probably closer to when I'm ready to go camping. But I just wanted to make sure all this stuff was working and good working order. So like I said, so when I do get ready to go, I'm not going to have any last minute surprises. No, I'm not going camping by myself either. Well, I am, but I'll be meeting up with friends and family at the campground, so I won't be alone. The issue is, will I keep that hemisphere? Will I keep it, or will I get rid of it? I already had some camping trips set up for this summer, so I thought, well, I'll hang on to those because they're already scheduled with people, and so I'll hold those appointments. But probably next spring, I need to get rid of that. I hate to let it go, but I can't, I guess to put it mildly, I can't really afford it. So maybe someday I'll get a smaller trailer, maybe even a toy hauler where I can load up my bike and travel and go back to Sturgis or something like that. I don't know, just throwing some ideas around. Right now, I'm happy just to stay afloat, so we'll put it that way. I got a new GoPro. So look at this. This is my old GoPro. It's a GoPro 8 Black, and I've got this foam thing that goes over it because that is the wind guard. So that when I'm going down the road, you won't hear that roar of wind. It should muffle it. And then I bought this cool little adjustable attachment that clamps onto the handlebar. So we'll see how it works. I got it aiming out towards the road right now through the windshield. So we'll see how that works. If that doesn't work, I can always adjust that so it's aiming outside the windshield. Or I can spin it around and aim it back towards me if I want. I don't know, we'll see how it works. So yeah, I got 2 GoPros now. And I've been wanting to get a second one for a long time. There's a good camera. They're not super expensive at all as far as cameras go. And they're nice little action cams. The GoPro 8, Hero 8 Black is like one of the highest recommended ones. Some of them aren't that great, and they all got their issues, mind you. But one of the big issues is with sound. Of course, I have a external mic on the one that I'm using here, so it picks up really good sound. And it has a windsock on it, so it doesn't pick up any of the wind noise. So I wanted that one to have the wind guard on it too, so it doesn't pick up the wind when we're riding. This is the one that I usually use. It has this external mic, but it also has to have a mic adapter that plugs in. The camera itself has little tiny holes right there. That's part of the mic. And it has a little tiny hole on the side. That's another part of the mic. So that's why I opted to go with the external mic on this camera that I'm using. It gets way better sound. It cuts the wind, and yeah. Now the 2 biggest problems I've had with the GoPros, number one, they'll overheat, especially in hot weather. But the batteries get really hot if you're doing a long film, a long video. The batteries get real hot, and then the camera will freeze up on you where it won't work. You have to pull the battery out and plug the battery back in, reset everything, and start over again. Unfortunately, sometimes when you're filming, like I am right now, you don't always know that the camera has froze up. So I could be rambling on for 15 minutes and then realize that the camera was not recording a darn thing. That happens. The other thing that I found that happened is sometimes I'll film a segment and it won't have any sound. I don't know what's up with that. So that means I got to go back out and recreate that same scene all over again to where I can get sound. Otherwise, you'd just see me without any sound. I guess I could throw some music over it to entertain you, but that would be about it. So yeah, I love the GoPro cameras, and it was recommended that I try the GoPro 360. Now that camera, you can get an extension pole for it, so it'll sit somewhere maybe 3 foot behind the bike, and as it's filming, it actually looks like it's way back here floating in the air behind you. You've seen videos like that where you think there's a drone following the bike. It's really a GoPro 360. Or you could mount it on the front. It has to stick out on kind of a rigid, adjustable rigid pole that the camera would mount to. And it makes it look like, the camera's way up here. And the camera, when it films, it erases the pole. You don't see the pole. in the video. It looks like the camera's literally floating in the air. They're a pretty neat camera, but you know, it's a little more expensive of a camera, and then I always weigh my odds of how much would I actually use that particular, you know, way to film. Probably not worth the extra price of that camera, so I just go with the cheap one. Yeah, the other thing that I've talked about, and back when Val was around too, we talked about a drone, because a lot of people that do videos will use drones, and they can do some pretty cool things with drones, but the cost of a drone, a good drone, is, I don't think you'd ever get your money back. It's more of a toy than anything. Yeah, they can follow your bike. It can, you know, take some really cool aerial shots of things, but really, is it worth the money? Thousands of dollars just to get that video footage? And how entertaining is it really? I guess if you're in different situations, it can be more of a plus. Now, I'm sure you guys, a lot of you guys have seen Itchyboots. If you've watched her videos, she's traveling right now in South Africa, and she has some magnificent drone shots that are really cool. For her, it works great. That would be wonderful. You know, the drone follows her on the motorcycle as she's going down these dirt trails, and it's pretty neat. But for me, the drone wouldn't be something that would be real practical, I wouldn't think. So you won't see me using a drone anytime soon. Well, the sun just came out, because for the last 2 days it's been raining, pouring down rain. So yeah, for a couple weeks we had a drought. The weather was perfect. I was riding every day and loving it. But the last 2 days it rained, so I'm just trying to do catch up today. And it just, I mean, it was raining this morning, and the sun just came out here. And I think there is still a chance of rain. We've got some nice billowy clouds. There is always a chance of a thunderstorm around here, but you'll get that in the summertime. Well, what else is new? We've got the Celebration of Life coming up on July 8th in Medina, Ohio. And that I'm looking forward to that. It's going to be a fun time. We're going to have a lot of people coming in from all over the place. I'm going to have a family coming in from as far as California, the West Coast and the East Coast. So that's going to be cool. I'm going to have family staying here with me. I'm going to have some family staying all over the place. I mean, we got a lot of family, so we should expect a pretty good crowd for that day. I'm sure Val would be very, very happy if she were still here to see the support and the turnout for that day. I just pray for, if I could get a day like today, cool, sunny, beautiful weather, that'd be great. Well, we'll hope for the best. Well, thanks for watching, guys. If you like my video, give me a thumbs up. If you haven't yet, please subscribe and join me on this ride. Until next time, ride hard and die free.